Come on, superheroes, go, 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 go. Come on, superheroes, rescue every girl. Come on, superheroes, go, 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 go.
Young Miss Rose was out in her garden as usually and watering her flowers. When suddenly, Dr. Evil came to kidnap her once again. He slowly snuck up onto her unsuspiciously and grabbed her from behind. Miss Rose decided this time to try and fight back. But it only gave Dr. Evil some weird pleasure. Miss Rose didn't understand a thing, but tried to hit him harder. But no matter how hard she hit, it didn't mind Dr. Evil at all. He quickly got up on his feet, grabbed her, and dragged her along with him to his special place. Meanwhile, the superheroes was on the local library disguised as civilians, because it was their day off. They were looking for some very interesting books to borrow. In the meantime, Dr. Evil continued with his kidnapping. Dr. Evil meant to put a pipe in the mouth of Miss Rose and connect a compressor to the pipe to fill her up with air. Back on the library, the superheroes were still checking out some awesome books, when suddenly they received an SMS from the headquarters. The message was very clear, but the superheroes was very slow readers. There were no time to waste. The superheroes ran behind the shelves and got out of the civilian clothes immediately. The superheroes quickly ran out of the library and flew like the wind to save Miss Rose. The superheroes was a little uncertain of where the location was. They ended up flying far out in space. And suddenly they were even away from Earth. Far away. Or actually too far away. They stopped immediately. They then realized they were 80,000 miles away from Earth and Miss Rose. Afro-Man quickly grabbed his map to find the road back to Earth. But they were not quite sure of which of the planets were Earth. Space wasn't exactly what the superheroes had expected it to be like. Definitely not what they'd expected at all. But anyway, they found the route and was quickly on their way again. Moments later, they reached the location where Miss Rose was kidnapped. Dr. Evil was very shocked to see the superheroes again. He was such a big coward that he took his phone and called his evil brother because he needed assistance. It was now only a matter of moments before his evil brother arrived. And then suddenly... Dr. Mega Evil was here. The superheroes was very scared. They didn't know what to do at all. Dr. Evil was very pleased. And Dr. Mega Evil was very happy to help his little brother. The superheroes was very frightened. They quickly tried to hide from the monster. The evil brothers was ready for action. But neither of the superheroes wanted to fight Dr. Mega Evil. They made a lot of discussion of who would fight Dr. Mega Evil, because neither of them wanted to. But it ended up being that Doucheman would fight him, and Afro-Man would take care of Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil was looking forward to take out Afro-Man. But Afro-Man wasn't worried at all. There was a big silence. It depended on who was the fastest on the trigger. Dr. Evil was obviously the fastest one. Dr. Evil got irritated and chased Afro-Man. In meantime, Doucheman was fighting Dr. Mega Evil. Doucheman didn't know what to do, so he just grabbed his hand grenade from his belt, he pulled the plug and threw it at Dr. Mega Evil. But Dr. Mega Evil wasn't afraid of a little grenade. The grenade exploded inside of him. Doucheman was very frightened. Doucheman was scared as hell. Meanwhile, Miss Rose just continued to be filled up with air. Afroman was still running away from Dr. Evil. Happily, Dr. Evil was so stupid, he asked the man with the newspaper for the direction where Afroman went. But it was just Afroman in disguise.
Meep meep.
But then, after a lot of thinking, Dr. Evil figured it out and ran back. Dr. Evil found Afroman and could finally face him. Dr. Evil took his gun, but Afroman could easily avoid the bullets. Afroman was pissed now. This time he also took his guns. But Dr. Evil was incredibly fast too. Afroman got frightened and ran over to Doucheman, who was still fighting Dr. Mega Evil. Dr. Mega Evil prepared to fire his primary weapon. But then Doucheman quickly grabbed his mirror and reflected the laser. The superheroes was amazed. They couldn't believe it. They destroyed Dr. Mega Evil. Dr. Evil was shocked. So shocked that he decided to run away. But as usually turned around and promised to be back in next episode. The superheroes was filled with joy, but still they needed to free Miss Rose, so they quickly ran down to free her. The superheroes got so shy to see her happy face. But then they got over it and pulled the pipe out of her mouth. Miss Rose flew away like a balloon. The superheroes was confused and just watched Miss Rose fly safely home.